Well, hey everybody, this is Jonathan McDonald from the Information Lab. I'm just making a really quick video to walk everyone through how to configure Tableau Cloud with multi-factor authentication. As you probably know already, if you're using Tableau Cloud, Tableau and Salesforce have started to enforce the use of MFA when logging into Tableau Cloud. That is really only if you are using Tableau's own authentication mechanism. I think for a lot of folks, you typically want to use Tableau Cloud and put your own authentication mechanism on top. So if you are using something like Azure AD or OneLogin or Okta, any kind of SAML identity provider to do your authentication in Tableau Cloud, this really hasn't or won't affect you. This is just for those folks who are using Tableau's built-in authentication mechanism. So with that, MFA is enforced, and I just wanted to show you how you can update your accounts or advise your users to update their accounts to use MFA. To do this, I've just logged into my demo Tableau Cloud instance, and you can see here the authentication method is currently for both of these users just Tableau. Now, since this is one of the developer program demo sites, I think the authentication is still, just plain Tableau authentication is still allowed. If you are using a production instance of Tableau Cloud, that is no longer the case. So you will have to change these to use Tableau with MFA. To do that, you just want to click on a particular user and change their authentication. I think you can also multi-select and bulk update authentication methods for multiple users if you need to. What I'm going to do in this example is just change the authentication method for my Johnny Explorer user. And you can see this window pops up. If you've got SAML identity provider configured, then you could always choose that as an option, but you can also switch to choose Tableau with MFA. And this is something that you will have to start using almost immediately. This is being enforced already. So you switch that to Tableau with MFA, you click Update. Now I am logged in as the other user, so what I'm going to do now is sign out, and then I'm going to simulate signing in as this other Johnny Explorer user, and then we'll see what we see. Okay, so here I am signing in as that other user, and I come to this window. It looks like I've already got a verification method configured for that particular user, and in this scenario I'm using my MacBook touch fingerprint reader to verify my identity, which is pretty cool. If you do have a MacBook with a fingerprint reader, or I guess other devices that use biometric, have sort of biometric devices built in, then you can use those. You can also click to choose to use another verification method. Verify for my fingerprint. And then I'm in. So, now that I'm logged in as Johnny Explorer, let's say I want to go and change how I do my MFA. The MacBook doesn't work for me anymore. I'm switching to a different device, and I just want to use authentication app or something like that. What I can do is go to my account settings. You can do that by clicking in on your initials, or this might even be a thumbnail of a picture of yourself, and go to my account settings and go to the settings tab here, and now you see I've got some links to either update my password or manage my verification methods. And if I click on manage verification methods, you can see I've got a built-in authenticator configured. That's my MacBook fingerprint reader. What I can potentially do is get rid of that and add a one-time password generator, and there's plenty of different authenticator apps that you can use for this sort of thing. There's Google Authenticator, there's my favorite, which is Authy. It's my favorite because you get Authy desktop as well, so you don't always need to have your phone to hand. There are some other options here. You can use the Salesforce Authenticator. You can use a hardware device as security key, and you can also create single-use recovery codes. That is in the event that you get logged out of, or locked out rather, of your account, and you you don't have your your means of MFA to get back in, you can use those recovery codes to get back in. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll just set up my one-time password generator. I'm going to get my phone out. I'm going to scan the QR code. Okay, so I'm going to punch in this code and connect. And you can see that I've successfully linked my Authenticator app to Tableau Cloud. Now I can click done and it will let me in to my page. So I hope that's useful to give you an idea of how to configure that. If I go to my users list now, you can see that I've got my original admin account sort of authenticating with Tableau, and this is set up with Tableau with MFA. As an administrator, you can also manage MFA verification methods. You can choose to reset MFA verifiers for a particular user or a group of users. That can be handy if you need to sort of blanket implement a standardized MFA method. If I click on that, that resets all the verifiers, and next time this user logs in, they'll be prompted to set up a new one. That can also be really handy if someone has not generated recovery codes for themselves. It's really important that you encourage your users to generate those recovery codes, because you might end up having to do a lot of administration in the event that some of your users get locked out and they don't have a means of getting back in. You'll have to go and reset it for you. So I hope that was useful. Give me a shout on the YouTube chat or comments if you have any questions. I did a presentation at the recent Tableau Server and Cloud virtual user group, which I will put a link to in the video description. Thanks for your time.